All right, hey guys, Jason here. We are up here at Jimmy Brit in Statesboro, Georgia, the amazing Jimmy Brit here, and they do a great job, and they're moving some vehicles, because when I was up here just last week, there were 3 of these Warlocks are gone. There was the Rebel, it's gone. There was the Power Wagon. That Power Wagon, I believe, is also gone. They have sold out of man, they move vehicles here. I'm not gonna lie, they roll them in and out like crazy, and people say, well, they don't roll them in and out, they don't move them that fast, they just move them to other dealers, or they put them on a different lot. They're selling vehicles. They put them out here, they park them, then they sell them, and then they move on, and then they get another vehicle in. That's the way it works. Okay, but what we got here, very interesting, is right next to each other, parked directly right here, we have these 2 Ram Tradesmans. Okay, these are both Tradesman trims. We have a 2025 Tradesman, and we have a 2026 Warlock. Yes, Warlock is a Tradesman. But, so we got some differences. So you would think, well, Warlock's got to be an improvement over the Tradesman, because this is a Tradesman, here's a Warlock. We got to have, and you got all the features of this. How is the prices on them? Well, let's get that out of the way right off the bat. Okay, let's dive right into that. So this Tradesman here has got the chrome package on there. So you get the, chrome wheels, you get the chrome grille, you get the chrome bumper, you get all these kind of things. You can still see you got your chrome logo, but it is the old logo, the SST logo that's on here. And we don't got any bed liners in here, no bed lights in it, no nothing like that, no crazy. Do we got power in here? I don't think we even got power. Let's see. Nope, no power, no nothing, but they do low tie downs. Okay, Ram does low tie downs. We love that. And those holes up there are for cleat systems if you want to. Beautifully done. But you get the chrome emblem on the back. You get the chrome dual exhaust on here, the chrome rear bumper. It's all part of that package. Nice setup. This is a Tradesman version. Rear sliding window. Okay, nice features. You don't get passive entry on this thing. You got to actually use your key fob. You don't get the, boop, 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 boop kind of deal for that kind of thing. But you get the full function on it. Here it is. We'll turn this on and see if it'll help. It's probably going to burn us out and not help. Hang on, let's see. So here you go right there. And then here you can read, I'll zoom you in. You can take a look. If you look just to the side of the light like that, you can see what options are on here, what they cost. Okay, you can see what's going on here. Let me see if I actually take that off. It'll be better for you. Hold on. I don't know if it will or not. Let me take a peek. Hold on. Let me give it a try. There, it might be better. So there we go. That's probably a little bit better. So you can see what options you got. It's just your camera keeps trying to dim it down on me. And you can see, and we're coming in at $57,155. $57,155 for this truck. This is the Tradesman version. Now, if we look at this too, this is also, turn that light off. This light thing upsets me more than it helps me. But it's 4x4 Tradesman 2025. Okay, so we get 4-wheel drive. Now, you do not get with this 4-wheel drive, you are not going to get a rear locker. You are not going to get a lift. You're not going to get anything fancy in here. You can see we got Bridgestone Dueler HL highway tires. We get street tires on this thing right there, highway street tires. Good looking truck, nicely done, but it is 4-wheel drive. We do still get tow hooks on the front. So that is a nice feature there. You can see them right down there. We get recovery points on the front, Toyota. Think about this. This is the lowest trim that Ram offers, and yep, we get recovery points right there where they're supposed to be. Nice big ones, just like that, because it's 4-wheel drive, and you get a sweet looking wheel. What size are these? Are these 20s or 18s that we got on here? Trying to see where's my numbers at. Hang on, use that light. See if that light's gonna help us. And these are 20s. So we got 20s on there, and they look really good. Okay, looks nice. Somebody will chime in the comments. Can't believe he doesn't know the difference between 18s and 20s. I do. Yep, but got to verify it for video. There you go. But so that's the Tradesman version. Nice looking truck. Okay, nice looking truck. 57,135, I think was the number. Here's a Warlock. What is a Warlock? Well, a Warlock is kind of like a stepchild between this right here. This is what it really is. Cab-wise, okay, if we were to take this cab, lift it off and put it over here, that's what happens here. But everything from the frame and, all the mechanicals of this thing are not a Tradesman. All the mechanicals of that thing are from a Rebel. This is a Rebel right here. This is a standard Rebel truck. Wiping the humidity, there we go. But this is a standard Rebel format here for this truck. You can see, we get on here tire or wheel-wise. Let's look at this now, ready? Look. 18s, not 20s. 18-inch wheels. Goodyear Duratrack tires on here. Look at those things, okay? These are good. Look at the tires. Look at how nice those are. That is a heck of an off-road tire that we're getting on there. We like that. That's a very, very nice feature. We get blacked out fenders. We get the Warlock logo. This one's got a bed liner in it, and it has bed lights, and it has bed power, and it has a bed track system. All of that in this one. Has the rear slider, just like we had on the Tradesman right there. We got the rear slider. We do not have passive entry. Same kind of thing on the handles there. Same kind of setup. We get the new with the Hurricane logo because it is 2026. Look at how nice that looks. Love that new logo and that setup on there. Okay, but we also get a rear locking differential. And we get skid plates throughout this whole thing, which I'm not going to be able to show you right now because if I put my light under there, it's not going to pick anything up. But we got skid plates on here. The rear locker, we got a 1-inch lift from the factory, and we got Bilstein shocks all the way around this thing on all 4 corners, and we get this this setup on this thing. So we get this off-road capability of a Rebel, and we get the cab configuration of a Tradesman. So this is kind of like the stepchild between that and a Rebel is what you get here. You can see the height difference. Look at the height. Okay, there's where that lift that comes in. That lift height comes into that thing. This is an off-road beast. This is a nice truck. But this one also has the same exact interior. Hang on, we gotta wait for the biker boy to go by. Guys in their exhausts. All right, so what is the price of this one right here? We said 51 or 57,135 for this Tradesman. And again, let's look at the differences. Bed setup here, okay, 57,000. Bed setup here, rear slider, same exact interior. They are identical. Now this one actually includes as part of the packages, and I know for a fact what comes in the Warlock package. We'll get over there in a second. But when we look at this on here, you're gonna see some things on here such as you're going to see fuel. This has got the protection group for $395. That is the skid plates that we're getting on the Warlock. That is a beautiful thing. That also includes the tow hooks. You also have on here the second row storage bins in the floor. That's very nice. Also comes standard on a Warlock, so you have that already. Tow hooks already come standard on a Warlock. So this one you're upgrading to some things on here for some of these packages are part of this to get what that Warlock has, but it is not all the way there, not even close to there, but it's got some nice features. But 57,155, and again, simple in all designs. We come over here and we look at this one here, we also get a bed step. We do not get a bed step on this one, right? No bed step here. This one you do get that bed step right there that pops out that I'm actually becoming very fond of. Here you get the chrome tailpipes, here you get the blacked out tailpipes, okay? Same setup, blacked out emblems, chrome emblems on that one, and we have the price right here. If we look at it, this is this price of this Warlock, which is basically pretty standard as it comes. It's on the dash right there, but look at 57,235. And there's your extra options. You can see them there. I'm hoping it'll hold set steady enough. I'll try and lock it for you so that you can read what your extra options are, which is not many, just those little ones on the bottom right there. Okay, and now you got 392 gears in here. That is huge. Okay, that is a big difference in here. And you notice it is an upcharge for the Hurricane in here where that is the standard motor on the other one. Okay, so there's some things that are a little bit different, 30-gallon tank, but these are the same exact price. These two trucks are the same exact price, and this one's a year newer. This is a 2026 for 57 grand, and it's a Warlock with a lot of upgrades. This is a Tradesman with a lot of upgrades, 2025, same price. Which one are you choosing? Which one's in? Again, the interior, the cab on the inside, everything that you see inside of these things are identical. Okay, when you look in here, if this light will pop on a little bit, and it's not really going to help too much, I don't think. But this interior is the same exact thing as this interior. They are no different. Okay, same exact setup that we're seeing in both of these things. So which way are you gonna go? Which one are you looking for? I think it's pretty interesting that you think about it because we know that the Warlock offers so much more off-road capability than a standard Tradesman. And yet even this one dressed up is basically still the same as this one. There's nothing this has other than a chrome package that this doesn't. Pretty interesting. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching.